What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the workshop. I hope you're all doing well. Now, in this video, I'm going to be trying out a new jig, and I want to answer a question that a lot of you have asked me from time to time, and that's how do I sharpen my planer blades / jointer blades? Well, up until this point, I haven't had a good solution. I used to just touch them up by hand, which wasn't very good, or I would just go out and buy a new set because they're not that expensive for this machine, but that's a kind of sub-optimal thing to do. To go out and buy a new set every time you want to sharpen your blades is not a good idea. So I wanted something in the shop that would make sharpening planer blades a lot easier. So I bought a Tormek jig. So that's what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to be using this jig for the first time. I'm going to show you if it works, and we'll sharpen the planer blades. Let's get on and do it. Okay, so before I get started and pull the blades out of that machine, I'm going to run a test piece over it. So I have some of this salvaged red oak flooring here. I'm just going to run one board over it and give you guys a look at the finish, and then we can compare the finish after I sharpen the blades. So hopefully we'll see a big improvement, because right now it's leaving track marks and all that stuff, and it's not a great finish coming off the machine. So take a board, run it over, and I'll give you guys a look, and then we'll sharpen the blades and then we'll check it out. Okay, so very quickly, there's the board before I do any sharpening. It's not a terrible finish, but you can still feel it. It's not very smooth, and there's a ridge mark that runs all the way down here and another one here. Now you can't see it on camera. I'll try and illustrate that for you guys if I can. Just do a pencil rubbing of it, and you should be able to see it come out there. So hopefully you guys can see that now on camera. You can see that ridge that runs all the way down there. Well, there's two of those on this board. So there's a chipped blade. Actual three blades are chipped in the same place, so it might have hit a knot or something, and it just chipped the blades. So you're left with these lines that run in the material that you have to plane down afterwards. And we'd like to avoid having to do that if we can, and get as nice a finish as possible off our machine. So yeah, let's get sharpening and see what we can do. Okay, so I have the blades out of the machine. Now all three blades, you mightn't be able to see it on camera, but they all have a chip right here, another one just here. So there's a couple of chips on each blade, and that's what's leaving the track marks. So we need to get these sharpened up and get those small little chips taken out of the blade so that we have a nicer finish. Now, I'm not going to film taking these out and set up the machine, because I already have a full video on me setting up my machine and exactly how you do it, so it'd be pointless for me to do it again. We just want to concentrate on sharpening these, so let's get on and do that. Okay, so let's take a look at what I'm going to be using to sharpen my planer or jointer blades. Now, if you guys remember in a previous video, I bought a whetstone grinder, and this was the Record Power WG250 whetstone grinder. I did a couple of videos on this machine and a review, and I'm not a big fan of it. However, you can add the Tormek parts to this machine. They all fit this machine, which is exactly what I've been doing. So the machine is less than half the price of a Tormek. The stuff that comes with it is not great. The jigs and stuff I'm not a big fan of, and the stone that came with it was terrible as well. So I've already upgraded it. I did a video on this with the Tormek medium grit diamond wheel. This has been absolutely fantastic for sharpening my chisels, or at least re-honing or resetting a primary bevel on my chisels and my plane blades and all that good stuff you can do with this. So it works really well. And the beauty of this is as well, all the Tormek jigs fit this machine too, so they're all just slot straight in, so you can actually upgrade. So it might not be a bad idea for some of you guys out there. If you can't quite stretch for a Tormek, you could pick up one of these, maybe get one of these new. Like I said, they're less than half the price of a Tormek, and upgrade it with Tormek parts according as you need them, and you will save yourself a few pounds that way. Now, this particular jig is the Tormek SVH-320. It's the plain blade sharpener. So let's get on and use this. It's relatively straightforward. I'll give you a quick look at the jig and I'll take you through it, and we'll sharpen some blades. So let's just do it. Okay, let's have a quick look at the jig now. This is relatively straightforward. There's not much to it. Comes with the bracket that actually fits into the machine. So there's your two threaded bars. They just sit down into the machine like that. You have two adjustment wheels here for leveling this thing up, and then you can lock it in place. Like I say, this fits perfectly into this machine, which is happy days. You have two parts to the jig then. This is the main running part. This is what your plain blade holder runs left and right on. There's the guide rail there, and you have two stops here that you can set up, so you can narrow this depending on the size of the blade that you have. And there's a little split pin right here that will hit your stops left and right. And I have to say, it runs beautifully smoothly on this. So you can see that's how it works, just with that action there. And there's your clamp to hold your plain blades in. So very, very simple, not much more to it. Little dial on the back here for setting the correct angle against the wheel, and you can raise and lower the jig, obviously with these two guides here. So there we go, nice and simple. Okay, let's get this set up now. It should be relatively straightforward. So we'll just drop our jig down and get our blade in place. Now, nice and simple. Just make sure we're bevel down, drop it in, and it actually rests against the back of the jig, so it squares itself up. And we just want to be roughly center, and then we want to clamp this home. So relatively straightforward and easy to use. Make sure that's locked down. The blade is in there good and square, and that's not going to come out. And drop our blade then down onto our stone. I'm just going to lower this guy down until the blade makes contact. Now I just want to check to make sure that I'm making contact all the way across the blade so that my jig is not skewed. That's keeping everything nice and square. And that looks pretty much perfect there. So we just lock this down. Now we can set our angle. Now, I've just used a little angling measuring tool there, and these blades are actually ground at an angle of 45 degrees. So we want to match that. So if I get my angle finder, and if I actually set this guy to 45, just like that, I want to set this on the wheel then, and adjust the dial at the back until that matches that angle. Right guys, so there we are, we're at the correct angle there now. Hopefully that's coming out on camera. So again, it's just a case of raising and lowering the jig and tilting it back and forward until we get it to sit exactly right. So I can raise it with the thumb screw on the back here, just like that, and I can lower it right down so that we are exactly at 45 degrees. So happy days. Okay, so we're almost ready to sharpen. Now, I've actually moved the blade all the way to the left-hand side of the jig because it wasn't reaching the end of the blade when I got to the end of the limit here. So, about there is where I wanted to stop. So I'm just going to set these stops now. So, they're just rings with a grub screw. So I want it to stop there, and then I want it to stop there. So set the other one. Just like that. And then I can just run between the two of these. Just backwards, hit the stop and hit the stop, and I know that I'm good to go. Now, another thing they recommend you do is take a permanent marker and just colour the blade so that you can see where you're removing material. Obviously this is a wheel, so it'll be a hollow ground. So we'll remove from the centre, and then we'll have to work our way out to the edge. So I'm just covering the entire blade with a permanent marker, so that I know I've removed all the material across the full length of the blade and that we're doing it evenly enough. So just like that, hopefully that's coming out on camera. That's it, now let's get sharpening. Okay, so hopefully this should be relatively straightforward. Now, I just keep my whetstone grinder in a plastic box because water goes everywhere from these things, and just to keep the workbench dry. So we're just about ready to go. Make sure everything is happy days. We're making contact across the full length of the blade, and we are. Everything is nice and square, so yeah, let's do it. So as you can see, this is going to leak water everywhere because it's such a long blade, so it's good to have your machine in a box. And just work it between the two stops. It feels very sturdy, and it's a very smooth action on it, which is nice. So just have a quick look at how we're doing. Right, so I can see I'm removing a little bit more material from one side. So the blade mightn't be too square, but it's not too bad. We're actually out to the edge, I'm removing material, so my angle is a little bit past where it should be, but that should be good. It's only about a degree or two, so let's keep going. Okay, let's have a quick look at where we are at. So hopefully you guys can see that on camera now. So I'm all the way out to the edge. I have a bore across the back of the blade. I've actually put a secondary bevel on this. So I've put a slightly steeper angle. So it's probably around 42, 43 degrees is what these were actually ground to. I've put them to 45 degrees, but that's good enough. Once I'm all the way out to the edge, that's fine. Putting a secondary bevel is absolutely fine in a blade, because the next time you're going to sharpen, you're only working the secondary bevel rather than the entire bevel. So that's a happy days indeed. So I'll do the rest of them exactly like that now. Right, so I'll crack on and do the other two blades just like that, and then I get to the honing part. I'll show you that. Now, a couple of things to point out at this stage. What I'm finding, it's a really nice jig, very, very smooth, very, very easy to set up, very, very easy to work. However, it's such a long blade that when you move out to the edges, all the water is running up on the blade, running down the side of the machine and out this side as well. So if you have a whetstone rather than a diamond stone, you're going to lose all the water out of your trough. That's a little bit annoying, especially on this machine. It's a real problem. I'm not sure how good the Tormek machines are. When you start dropping water out here, it doesn't make its way back into the trough. This particular machine, it really doesn't. But the beauty of a diamond wheel is you don't need much water. It's just a bare drop of water in the end of it, just to keep that wheel wet, and that's all you really need. So yeah, that's just something to think about. That's why I have a kind of a big basin here, because you would just lose water everywhere using such a big jig like this. So yeah, I'll get on to the other two now. We'll hone them, we'll get it back in the machine, and we'll test out our good work. Okay guys, that's all three blades sharpened up now. It took about 10 minutes to put a secondary bevel on all of those, so nice and quick, not really too much to it. The jig works great apart from losing a bit of water. Now, it's just a case of remove the bore off the back of this, and I recommend you do this by hand. So I'm just going to remove the bore straight off the back of the blade, hone the edge a small bit. This is just a leather wheel. It has some metal polish compound already on it, so nice and handy. I'm just going to take the bore off the blade. Just like that. We're just looking to remove that bore, nothing more. Just polish the edge a small bit, and we should be good to go. Okay, that's all three blades sharpened up, just honed the edge. It's literally just a case of remove the bore, nothing more, nothing less. I'm not looking to get a polished edge on these the same way as I would with, say, my hand planes on my chisels. We're not looking for that kind of finish, and that kind of edge would be brittle enough in a machine like that, so we don't want to take it to that kind of edge. That should be plenty sharp. Now, they are extremely sharp, so we got to be careful. I'm going to get these back in the machine now, and let's give them a test. Okay, so the blades are back in the machine. Now, like I've said already, I have a full video on putting blades in this machine, setting it all up, doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to show it in this video. This is just about sharpening and using that particular jig. Now, I just have the guard locked down. Those blades are under tension, under sprung tension when you bolt them in place. So just going to run this machine and stand back just in case anything comes flying out of it. We just give it a little run with the guard in place, and everything sounds good, so we should be happy days. Let's run a test piece through it. Okay guys, there's our two pieces. This is piece number one and this is piece number two. Now I'm probably not going to be able to convey this on camera. You might even see there's a little sheen on that, but the finish difference is absolutely night and day. This is beautifully smooth. Now, is it hand plane smooth? No, but it is pretty close. A little touch of a hand plane now, a little bit of sanding, that would be perfect. Whereas this one is very, very rough. You can even feel it. Those tracks, I can actually catch with my nail. So there's a track running along here, and we've another full track running along here, and it's just very, very rough. All the pores feel very, very open. It's a completely different finish. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's a pretty successful test. That's a nice piece of oak, and we've got a pretty decent finish off the planer on that. Okay guys, just give you a quick measurement here. So if any of you guys are thinking about buying this particular jig and you're wondering will it fit your particular machine, I believe this is rebranded as a number of different machines. But anyway, just to give you guys a quick measurement, say center to center of the Tormek threaded rod is exactly 90 millimeters or 3 5/8 inches. So if your machine jigs measure that, you will be absolutely good to go. So the Tormek absolutely does fit the record power machine. I can tell you that now. Okay guys, so there we go. That is how I'm going to sharpen my planer blades from now on. So hopefully that answers some of your questions. I suppose it's a little bit of a review too of the Tormek SVH-320 planer blade sharpener or jig or attachment, whatever you want to call it, and the results are pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I cannot complain whatsoever. Would I recommend it? Yeah, absolutely. Now, I bought this myself, and I'm not been sponsored and I'm not been paid to say anything about this. I bought this with my own money. I think it was around 220 euros. I got it from the carpentry store above in Naas in Ireland. That's where I bought it. I'll link it below if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, it is a little bit pricey for what it is, but I suppose if you bought a cheaper machine and upgraded with Tormek parts, and the fact that it can do a job that nothing else in my shop can do, I thought it was worth spending the money, because you don't want to keep going out and buying new blades for your planer thicknesser or your jointer planer every time you want to change them, because that's going to get expensive and more expensive than this. And this is quick, it's easy to use, it's so easy set up. It's repeatable, which is nice. You can just swap between the 3 blades. It took about 10 minutes to put a new edge on all those, get them back in the machine and get woodworking again. Obviously, the big thing with these is the water spitting off the side, and this big long blade, the water does run all the way out to the edge. So without a big basin like this, you're going to lose all your water. And when you have anti-corrosion fluid in it, you don't want to be losing all that. You want to gather it back up again and use it again the next time. So that's the only negative I would have about it. Other than that, yes, I would absolutely recommend it, and this is exactly how I'm going to be sharpening my planer thicknesser blades from now on. So there you go guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully it answers a few questions. Maybe it solves a problem that you're having if you're wondering how to sharpen your planer blades, what to actually go for, whether the Tormek stuff will fit your particular machine. Hopefully that answers all those questions for you guys as well. So that's it guys, I'm going to get out of here now. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and if you're new here, think about subscribing. And thanks as always to all the guys over on Patreon who continue to support the channel. That's very much appreciated guys. So that's it, until the next one, I shall see you then guys. Take it easy.